attire on. What I have on me here today is quite unusual, I'll admit that. It's not something that you see every day. It's not a usual shoulder rig, it's not a stabilizer, but what it is, it's actually called a Flexi rig, and it's something between a stabilizer and a shoulder rig. So the camera I'm going to use for this review is my Blackmagic Pocket cinema camera, which is mounted inside a metal cage. We also have a follow focus on the side, fairly heavy Zeiss lens on the front. So it's a fairly heavy setup for such a small camera. I think it represents a weight of an average DSLR with a lens. It's probably slightly lighter than some of the large cheap camcorders like C100 or FS100, but I did use this Flexi rig with FS100 as well, and it has performed really well with that camera. It can definitely handle something heavier than that. Something like FS700 or C300 should work really well with it as well. I haven't tried it with any heavy cameras because I haven't had a chance to access one for testing, but who knows, there is loads of adjustment at the back. As you can see, there is a sliding plate similar to what you have on Steadicams, and depending on the weight of the camera you can adjust it so that if you put a heavy camera on it, it doesn't drop down too much. But for now, let's put the Blackmagic Pocket camera on it and see how it works. So this took literally a few seconds and we're ready to go. As you can see, the camera is level and I can start getting my shots. I can keep it like this as long as I need. I don't even need to use my hands for support. So I can start focusing with my follow focus, adjusting the zoom, adjusting the camera settings with the other hand. If I want to hold it here, I can do, or I can use the handles if I just want to operate. And the things that we can do right away are kind of side to side rather than pans. It's more like a slider movement. It's quite nice that, but all our other knobs are locked down at the moment, so we're basically in a steady position. But if we unlock these knobs on the side, then we can start moving the camera up and down. And let's say if your camera is too front heavy, let's say like so, it drops down when you let these knobs loose. Then all you need to do is twist the handles, bring it back a bit, twist them back in, and it then stays level and you can do anything you need with it, and it will always stay level when you bring it back to its resting position. So now we can move side to side and we can also go up and down while we do that. And this is not all. If we unlock the knobs on each side here, then the real flexibility of this rig opens up, because then we can start moving it out, in, while staying in one place. I can basically bring the camera out, in, I can go up, down, I can go side to side, and if we extend the rods out, then we can actually go really low and really high. So the flexibility is pretty incredible with this rig. I guess no wonder it's actually called a Flexi rig, because it is a very flexible rig. Other things that we can do now with everything unlocked, we can actually go Dutch on our angles. Depending how much forward you move the rods, you can spin it all the way around if you need to. Not that you will need to for most projects, but who knows, maybe if you're shooting something very extreme, you might need to go really crazy. And I think this kind of rig is actually really good for those kind of shoots where you need to run and gun and you're working with unexpected situations. Let's say you've got a fight scene. This is just incredible for fight scene. You can move in and out, low on the floor, you can go up, you can go low. With the camera you can just do so much, and throughout this time you are still supported by your rods on each side. I've shot a short film using this. There was quite an active scene that I've used it for, and it worked really well for what I needed. I actually can't wait to use it again on something else, something that has quite a bit of action. What else I like in this rig is ability to mount accessories onto the sides here. We have those two little accessory arms with quad 20 screws, so any accessory that will take that screw can be mounted on here. Most of the filmmaking accessories do that. For example, on this side we can have a monitor. Here I have my little Zakuro as a reference. And what happens now with a monitor, now that I move around like crazy and I will not necessarily see what's happening on that screen, I've got this screen, and if I start to move around, you'll see how useful this little arm is and how clever the positioning of this arm is. So if I unlock the side knobs to start with, I can move the camera down. I will not necessarily see the screen. I'll move it up, I won't see the screen, but this screen stays level with me. Also, if I unlock these knobs and let the camera go really low, look at the screen, it now points upwards, so I can still see what's happening. If I go really high, I don't know if my cameras can still see it, but the screen now tilts down. Even though I might be shooting downwards, the screen is still facing me there. So it's really nice addition to have a little screen here, and because the way the rig is designed, the screen is always facing you no matter what you're doing with the camera. If you release the handles, you can even go side on like that, so you feel into the side, but the screen is still facing me. Can you see it? I go to the other side, the screen is still facing me. So this is pretty amazing. Just that one feature is pretty amazing. It makes a massive difference when operating. Very often when you use a shoulder rig or something like that, it's hard to see the screen if you are in uncomfortable situation. Because of this feature, I can always see what I'm filming no matter what angle I have. So lastly, there is that second arm that we can use for another accessory. So you can use either a microphone here, or you could use like a little LED light. If you bring your light from the top, the light is very flat, but if you bring it from the side, you add much more shape to your subject's face. So yet again, this is a great little accessory. Them two arms are just as cool as the whole rig, and I can just go out with this and shoot a live event or anything I want. I can shoot a short film, I can shoot a music video with this, and I can basically have everything I want. I can have the rods, I can have the mat box if I need to. So I think the name stands for itself. It's definitely a Flexi rig. I definitely really like it, and I can highly recommend it to anyone looking for a flexible handheld solution. You will definitely like that. What I'll leave you with are some shots that I've done for my short film using this rig. Hope you like them, hope you enjoyed the review, found it useful, and I'll see you in one of my next videos.